Welcome in everybody, and so in this video I am going to begin creating the office building. So I'm going to show you how to get started with the correct template, and then we're going to start to build the exterior walls. So what I want to do, I'm going to go up to models, I'm going to click on new, and then once you do that you're going to get this little dialog box that pops up. So we're going to click on browse and look for the default template. And then I'm going to click on open. I'm going to click, so make sure you want to create a new project, not the template. So make sure your project is the one that's selected. I'm going to click the OK button. We're going to wait for it to do its thing. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to architecture. I'm going to click on the wall icon here. So we're going to look for wall style in the properties here. I'm going to click this little arrow to the right. We're going to look for generic 12-inch here. I'm going to change where you see top constraint unconnected. The book wants us to make this from 20 to, not 22, but from 20 to 36 feet. I just tapped in 36 and Revit knows that I'm talking about feet. The location line is going to be up here, so not wall center line, but we're going to change this to finished face exterior, and then make sure the chain is selected, and then it says draw the exterior walls. So it gives us an image here with some dimensions. So what you want to do is, I'm going to start at the kind of the top left, and you want to try to create your walls in a clockwise fashion. That way your the outside of your walls will end up on the outside. Otherwise it'll be flipped around, so your outside will be on the inside. I know it's complicated, but trust me on this. So I'm going to click up top left, kind of drag this thing over, and I'm going to, instead of trying to drag it exactly 140, I'm just going to type 140, press enter. I'm going to go straight down, and that's going to be 60, press enter. I'm going to go over 54, down, what's that going to be? That's going to be, is that 18? Yes, 18. Go over to the left. That's going to be 32. Back up 18. You could just go back up to wait to see that little dotted line pop in, and you know we're even. And then go back over again. Keep going till that dotted line pops straight up, so we know we're even with that wall up there. Like boom, and then go straight up. Now here I'm gonna click on the modify to cancel out of that. What I want to do is I'm just gonna kind of draw like a left click and drag a window around this elevation tag just to kind of move it out the way. I'm gonna move this like way over here, because we want to make sure that when we're drawing our building is inside these elevation tags. So I'm just going to kind of move these. It's easier to move the tags than it is to move your building. All right, so now I'm going to draw these little walls on the outside. So again, go to wall. I'm using the same wall here. So I'm going to come over to the side. I'm not worried about dimensions really. I'm going to go over to there. That's going to be 9'4" to the right. So 9 space 4. And then straight down 22. Whoops, I got, see how I drew it down? I got kind of at an angle there. I don't want that, so I'm gonna hit the escape key. Let me start my wall over again. Same wall here, I'm just gonna drag it down. That's gonna be 22. And then just gonna draw it back straight over to the other wall here. Hit the escape key. I'm just gonna, what I wanna do is to go into my counterclockwise, or to go in my clockwise fashion, I wanna kind of start with the bottom here. Draw it over. What did I say that was? 9'4". So straight over 9 space 4. I'm gonna go up, go over, hit this. I'm gonna go to modify, hit the modify. So now what I wanna do is I'm just gonna make sure that I have these walls kind of where they need to be. So I'm going to select this wall. And so I'm gonna click on this little dot thing on my dimension until it goes to the side of the wall that I want. So I want it to be on the outside and the outside. And this dimension here needs to be 18.8. And then from the outside to the outside, since I have this wall where I want it, now I'm gonna select this wall, make it from the outside to the outside. I want that to be 22. And then we should be good there. Let me select this from here to here. That's 9'4", yes. Also, make sure that whenever you select your walls, these double arrows need to be on the exterior side of your wall. That's what I was kind of talking about earlier. Right now our wall is generic, so it's the same all around, but if we were to change this wall to where it's like got brick on the outside, you don't want your brick to be on the inside of your wall or get kind of flipped around that way. But let me go back and make sure I have these where they need to be. That's 9'4", that's what it should be, yeah. From here to here, that's gonna be 18.8. And then this wall, that one's gonna be from here to outside. That needs to be 22 feet. So we should be good there. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna create a wall type. So many times when you're using Revit, you wanna use a wall and Revit doesn't already have that created. So instead of creating a brand new wall from scratch, most times what you can do is take an existing wall type, make a copy of that wall, and then rename it, and then make edit or changes to make it the wall materials that you want. So we're gonna kind of show an example of that here. So what they want us to do is they want us to go to wall. We're gonna use this generic basic wall here as our kind of our starting point, right? And then so I'm gonna go to edit type, make sure you hit duplicate, and then we're gonna rename our new wall to be brick and CMU cavity wall. And then click OK. We've renamed it. Now we're gonna go, now this is where our structure is. So we're gonna go into the structure, we're gonna edit it. And let me pull this over here a little bit. I'm gonna click on the preview. So right now our wall it's the same like all the way through. It's kind of just got a 1 foot thickness of just whatever, it's all the way through. So we're gonna add some layers to create a brand new wall. So using the insert button here, let me see if I can move that in a little bit. So using the insert button, I'm gonna insert a new layer, and they want us to name, so in the function, I'm gonna click over here. We're gonna change this from structure 1 to finish 1 4. And then over here, our material is not going to be layers. It's not going to be by category. Yeah, it's going to be, we want to name this brick common. So I'm going to scroll down here until I see brick common, this one. Select OK. That's going to have a 4-inch thickness. So I'm going to type in 0 space 4. So I get 4 inches, not 4 feet. So we've got that layer. And that layer is going to go on the top. So I'm going to select this number 2 and move it up. And then I'm going to go, let me go down to here to, I'm going to click on number 2 and then hit insert. So that way our new layer is right underneath this one that we just created. So this one is going to be not structure 1, but it's going to be thermal air layer. And then the material is going to be air. That makes sense. Look for air over here. Right there, hit OK. The thickness of air is 2 inches. So 0 space 2. Click on my core boundary, go to insert. This is going to be another thermal air layer. Thermal air layer here. This one is going to be rigid insulation. Click those little 3 dots over there. Sometimes it's hard to see them. Scroll down to rigid insulation. There we go. Click OK. The thickness of that is going to be 2 inches. 0 space 2. Go to click on core boundary there. Go to insert. Let's see where am I at here. Oh, I need, yeah, membrane layer. Insert. We're going to name this. We're going to change this to membrane layer. It's going to be, the material is going to be damp proofing. And then the thickness of that is 0. Our core boundary, we got that one already. Our structure is here. We're going to change our structure. Number 6, we're going to change this to, structure 1 is good, but over in the materials, we're going to change this to concrete masonry units, which is here. And the thickness of those are going to be 8 inches, 0 space 8. Our core boundary here is good. So I'm going to insert, I'm going to click on the bottom one. It's going to insert it above it, but that's okay. I'm going to go here. I'm going to select number 7. I want to move it down so it's under this core boundary. And this one is going to be substrate 2. It's going to be metal furring. Metal furring, where are you at? I just zoomed right past it. Right there. And this is going to be 2.5. So to make 2.5, I'm going to go 0 space 2 space 1/2. If I can see that, get my mouse out of the way, my mouse pointer, like that. And the last one, click on number 8, go to insert. We're going to move this one, number 8, down at the very bottom. And that's going to be finish 2.5. The material is going to be gypsum wallboard. And then the thickness of that is 5/8. 0 space 5/8. Also keep in mind that the exterior side of your wall is going to be up here at 1. And then the interior side of your wall is going to be down here at 9. So that's kind of how they progress, these layers. So we're good there. Yeah. Click OK. And then we're going to click OK again. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna change these walls that we have, these generic 12-inch walls. We're gonna make these walls, they're now gonna become the walls that we just created. So to do that, I'm just gonna left click and drag a window. Oh, not that. Make sure you wanna get out of any command you're in first. Hit the modify first. Okay, now I'm going to drag a window around all of these walls here. Now they're highlighted. So in the properties, I'm going to click on the current wall that we're on right now, and I'm going to zoom up to the top, the wall that we just created, the brick and CMU cavity wall. And then if you go down to the bottom where you see the detailed level cores, change this to like medium, and now we can zoom in. Now you can see the different layers that we created, and our brick is going to be this layer here on the outside of our building. So that looks good. And then the book just wants us to verify that all of our walls, if you click on a wall, these double arrows should be on the outside, on the exterior side of your wall. So the way that we drew these, I tried to make it to where they would end up on the outside, so we wouldn't have to flip any around, but sometimes you just have to go in and change it by just flipping the arrows to the other side, like so, but I think we're all good there. Okay, and then lastly in the book it says we're gonna select these three walls here. I'm just gonna left click and drag over to the up and to the left to select those three walls, and then up in the properties, I'm gonna click this properties, and I'm gonna scroll down to where you see curtain wall 1. So now we have, I don't know if you can see it, but now we made this a curtain wall. Let me go to my 3D view so you can kind of see. So here we have, let me turn on textures as well. So you kind of see we have our brick wall here, then we have our glass wall there in the front. So I'm gonna go back to my level 1. So just make sure you save this. We have our exterior walls kind of created like they want us to. And I hope that helped, and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, peace out.